What's up, peoples? It is finally 2021. 2020 is gone. It's in the past. Happy New Year to all of you. Happy New Year, everybody. I hope you are having a wonderful 1st of January. What's up, sis? Tony Damien. I am 1 minute late. 1 minute. I have a neighbor who is playing. I'm not even going to have that conversation. But people, welcome. Happy New Year. This is wonderful. We are in a new year. Ace, what's going on? Happy New Year to you all. I am so grateful that 2021 is over with. It's gone. It's in the background. And I am declaring that this is going to be a great year for all of us, my beautiful peoples. How uno doing? What a guan? Picking you all up from Jamaica. I'm in Montego Bay, Jamaica right now. I am chillaxing, which means relaxing and chilling at the same time. And I am feeling good. I'm feeling good. I'm slowly getting back into the swing of these lives. My throat is beginning to feel a little better. I can speak, I can't just go, but I can speak. The strep throat is definitely getting better. Still cannot sing a note yet, but hey, I'm just grateful that I can actually speak, because there was a couple of days there, people, where I could not say a word. I couldn't speak. I couldn't do anything. I couldn't talk. I literally couldn't do nothing. So I am very, very grateful for this fact. What's going on with all of you? Ace, how is your, this is your second, it's January 2nd for you, right? Tony, how are you? How has the first been for you, Tone? And Ace, how was your second day doing? How is it going? How are you feeling? I am celebrating, people. I'm just happy that 2020 is gone. I am so grateful for the fact that 2020 is gone. Listen, people, I'm excited about tonight's conversation. We're going to be discussing. Tony says it's cold and rainy. About to go cook seafood. Kenny Moore, what's going on? It's good to see you. Happy 2021. Listen, people. Vivette, what's going on? I'm so sorry about last night, Vivette, but seriously, my daughters would have killed me. They're even upset about this live. So, hey, it won't be a long live. But I'm so happy that we are here. We made it. It's another year. And listen, send it out into the universe, speak it into being. This is going to be a great year. And I have a live coming up where we're going to look at the positives of last year, of 2020. You know what I'm saying? So, because there were positives. I mean, certainly for me, for all of us. But I am excited that we are in a new year. And let me tell you why I'm super excited. It is now 28 days from my birthday. My Earth strong. Come on, people. It's 28 days from my birthday. 28 days, people, 28 days, and I am accepting gifts. I am not going to tell you no, I'm accepting gifts. If you want to give a brother some love, I'm accepting gifts. Most years I don't, but I am in that kind of vibration. So I am hoping against hope that you all have a wonderful year. I'm positive that 2020 sucked. There were positives to it, Tony. There really were positives to it. It was a horrific year. I am not going to. Viva Color. What's up, Sweetie Pie? Nell Cord. What's going on? It is so wonderful. Happy 2021 to you, beautiful, amazing people. My brother from another mother, Vermont Paint, is in the building. He's here. What's going on, people? It is a wonderful feeling to know that we are in a new year. So I am really excited for several reasons, but the primary one is this is my birthday month, people. My birthday is the 29th of January. I am Aquarian, and yeah. So I'm excited this month. I love January. I think the best people come from the end of January. Of course I would. I was born at the end of January. So welcome to the live stream. Welcome to the chat. Uh thank you very, very much. It's my born month. My birthday is the 29th of this month, the 29th of January. It's funny because I never used to celebrate it. And several years ago, I realized that I should. I mean, the very fact that we make it through another year is a big deal. So, hey, it's all good. Vermont, I already have your gift, my paintings. I am so excited. I'm going to be doing an unwrapping and video with those paintings. I am super stoked. I purposefully waited until my birthday month, bro. I just want you to know this. I'm a big kid, people. I'm a big child. I'm not gonna lie to you. I get excited about these kinds of things. So it's been an interesting December was interesting to me because I realized that the activity on YouTube, it went up by like 1,000%. There's so many lives. I couldn't keep up. I guess and I learned about Vlogmas, which I didn't know much about. Roman says, "Will you open for my birthday, Peter?" When is your birthday, Vermont? If you want, I can do it that way. Not yet, Ace. I haven't gotten it yet. I'm going to be checking tomorrow. Everywhere is closed until tomorrow, the holiday weekend. So I'll definitely be checking tomorrow. Um, Vermont, when is your birthday? 8 day. Okay, I'll do it on your birthday. That's perfect. That's perfect, bro. I'll do it on your birthday. That's kind of cool. See, this is why we connect. My Vermont, you are Capricorn. Am I correct? You're Capricorn. My father's birthday is the beginning of January. I keep saying, yeah, but Caribbean Queen Tanisha, what's going on, girl? What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? Verma, okay, we're gonna be doing it then. People, we're doing a live stream on my brother's birthday. We're gonna be opening his paintings. Yeah, people, I just, I just want you to all know that you're just remarkable. You're awesome, amazing, and it's just going to be a great year. I am so stoked about this year. Words cannot express. So yes, Tony, I am going to be doing a live stream about the positives that came out of 2020. I know that sounds ridiculous, but they were actually positive. Certainly, I can tell you one off the bat. I met Tony Damien. I met Vermin Paint. I met Ace. I met I met Nelcord. I met Vivid. I met Joy. I met so many amazing, remarkable human beings in a medium that I never ever knew that I would have any interest in. So, I mean, this for me is a remarkable experience. And for me, this has been a great positive because I met you beautiful human beings. And I'm not just saying that because I want birthday gifts. Hercules. I'm saying that because it's the truth. It's been great meeting you amazing people. That for me has been a joy and a blessing within itself. It is a remarkable thing to come across so many positive, powerful people. That's a great thing. So, and of course now I get the connection between me and Vermont because Vermont's birthday is in 8 days, which means his birthday is on the 9th. Am I correct, Vermont? It's on the 9th. We're going to be doing a live stream from my bra. Yep. And we're all going to, well, if you're doing a stream, then we're all coming over to your stream. Or you could do a stream, Vermont, and we come over to your stream and, big you up and kind of thing. You know what I'm saying? Thanks for all the people I've met here. Yes, that is so true. Ace says, Vermont, happy birthday in 8 days. Yes, how are you, puppy? Puppy's so cute, though. Puppy's so cute. Ace says, so happy to have you back. Missed you so much. I miss you guys so much, too. I can't wait for my throat to be like healed, you know what I'm saying? I miss singing. I know that's crazy, but I actually do. I really do. So tonight I wanted to discuss something. I've gotten really fascinated. I was researching something. Oh, by the way, tomorrow at 8 p.m., my next vlog premieres. It's a recap of 2020, year in review, the top 5 moments of 2020. I really hope you guys make some time to come watch it. I'm really curious to know if you agree with my top 5 moments. And I was up fighting with YouTube until 4 a.m. this morning about that vlog. They actually removed the entire vlog. And I was like, are you guys nuts? Why would you remove my vlog? They blocked the vlog. And then the first they said it was limited, like advertisers, something another. Then they blocked it, and then they removed it, and I went off. I was like, listen, are you guys nuts? But they were, we resolved it eventually. And yeah, people, I'm like that. I am like a dog with a bone at times. If I believe I'm correct about something, I'm gonna fight. And I kind of get the vibe that, I mean, I'm new to YouTube, and I kind of get the vibe that maybe not many people challenge. But I am like, listen, I'm serious about anything that I do creatively, right? So I'm not joking, people. I go all out. Oh, by the way, I gotta say big up to the Thick Queen, the cheerleader of YouTube, Vern's Junk Closet. She has a great video up where she is congratulating people who got monetized last year. I'm included in it, and several of you are included in it. And it's just really, really nice of her to do that. So I just want to big her up, the Thick Queen. Listen, I'm calling her the Thick Queen because she did a haul, a try-on haul, and I was like, Mama said, knock you out. I was like, Verge, Vernice. So I've started to call her the Thick Queen. So if you hear me say that, I'm referencing our friend Vern's Junk Closet, aka Vernice, the Thick Queen. She promised me, Vernice, you said you are going to do another haul for thick girls, the Thick Queen. I really enjoyed it. So big up to you for that. That was really, really sweet of you. And I've been spending the day going, like, visiting some of you guys' sites and just watching your stuff because I just wasn't able to do that when I wasn't feeling that well. And I believe in supporting the people who support me. That's how I was brought up. It doesn't mean I don't support people who don't support me, but I'm definitely going to go the extra mile for the people who support me. You guys are always with me, and that's one of the reasons why I love you. And I know you guys are remarkable. Vermont, you know I'm right about the Thick Queen stuff, right? You know you can relate to what I'm saying. So tonight, people, I'm really into. I've gotten really into. He's not laughing. He's agreeing. Vern's Junk Closet. I'm telling you, that's what he's. I'm beginning to understand the name Junk Closet. You get it? I'm beginning to understand Vern's. I don't know that. I don't know. But I'm just saying. Big up to the Thick Queen, the cheerleader of YouTube. Thank you so very much for that. Shout out to myself and so many other YouTubers. Really, really sweet of you. Berman said, Closet, do you think I'm that brave? I think Tony has gone to cook seafood for my brother Sid. People. So listen, I have really gotten into conspiracy theories because I really had no clue that there's so many. I really had no clue, people, that there. And in fact, what I found out, I don't know if you know this, but conspiracy theories have been around for a very long time. I think with the advent of the internet, it's just exploded. So the last time we talked about people believing in flat Earth and just stuff that makes no sense to me logically, but I'm not knocking those people. I get it. I get that. I can, because I'm telling you, I've come across a few of these conspiracy theories that I'm like. You get what I'm saying? I'm like, Could it though? And one of the things that a few people linked me about was talking about the conspiracy theories regarding aliens. Let me tell you this. Before I even start this thing about aliens, right? Thursday's child, what's going on? Happy 2021. You are going to be blessed. You're going to be healthy. You're going to be prosperous in this year of 2021, Thursday's child. Same thing to everyone here in the stream. This is your time to shine. This is going to be your year. You are going to be at your best. All right. This is I am pronouncing this over all of you. I am blessing you with this fact. You are all going to have we are going to have a remarkable year of blessings, health, happiness, love, joy, great sex, if you're into that kind of thing, and all those amazing things. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying, my beautiful people. So let me say this before I get into this top 5 things about alien conspiracies. Years ago, I was coming home. Myself and Linda were coming home from another parish, and we stopped it was like, I'm talking about like 12 midnight, 11 a.m., 11 p.m. to 12 midnight. And I needed to tinkle. You get tinkle? Y'all know what I mean by tinkle? I needed to, I needed to go. So we pulled the car over, and I know some of you women are going to say, yeah, but hey, you weren't there, so it doesn't matter. And I came out, and Linda sat in the car, and I saw this light. And at first I thought, Lord, I hope. Cabin Queen said, Lord, I'm hoping for some of the last one. I think we are all hoping for some of the last one. It is a beautiful blessing. That 3-letter word, it's a beautiful blessing. It's a beautiful, beautiful blessing. It is a wonderful thing. I'm going to do a stream about that thing. Just have to figure out how I'm going to do it without YouTube saying, oh my gosh, it's horrible. You can't discuss that. It is beautiful. People, I love it. Love, 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 love. Anyway, I'm getting distracted. Cabin Queen, you are distracting me. So I'm going to say this all again before we get into the top 5 hidden conspiracies. Let me say this. We are all going to have a remarkable 2021. We are going to be healthy. We are going to obtain wealth. We are going to be wise. We are going to remain our sexy selves. Now we're going to get sexier, and we are going to get it. We're going to hit it, and it's going to be hit. We're going to have that thing. Hercules. Believe me, people, this is the year when we are all going to get it so much that at the end of 2021, we're going to be like, I can take a 2-day break. So I'm pronouncing that to all of you. I am blessing you, my beautiful friends, my brothers and sisters, because I love you all. I love, love, love you all. So I said, so we stopped for me to pee, to tinkle. And I saw this light in the sky, and I was saying, what the heck is this light? Because it was just a stationary light just up in the sky. And I was like, what is that? And I called Linda, and Linda, came out of the car because she was in the passenger side. I was tinkling on the side of the road in the bushes. And she said, I don't know what that is. So we thought it was like lights from a club that's in Montego Bay. But then the thing moved. It started to come towards me. At a rapid speed, like at a speed that an airplane should not be able to move at. And I was like, okay, what is that? And this is before, drones were popular. So I'm saying this can't be a drone. And then this thing was huge, and it was moving towards me, but it made no sound. So, I kind of said, I need to get out of here. So we jumped in the car and we drove. And this thing, it followed us. I mean, it was hovering. It felt like it was hovering right over the car, but it couldn't have been. And it was huge. And we drove home. We finally got home, and we went to bed and we pretended like it didn't happen. And then a couple of days later, Linda said, "You know, that happened, right?" And remember, she doesn't drink. I don't drink. We have never done drugs. We weren't sleeping. So I've never been able to figure out what that is. And honestly, up until that point, when people used to say aliens, I used to say, yeah, right, aliens. But that experience is something that, I mean, I've done a lot of research on what it could have been, like what kind of craft could have been a drone. It would have been a humongous drone. And there were lights, the lights were at the bottom, and it was like kind of like Christmas lights, because it was different kind of lights, and it was this blinking kind of thing. And I really don't know what it was. And the thing that creeped me out is I knew it was following us because it was almost on top of the car. It felt that way. But it made no sound. There was no sound. And this thing followed us for miles. It was very late in the night, so we saw no oncoming traffic. So we were pretty much the only people on the road. And this thing freaked me out. And the truth is, Linda and I very rarely speak about this, because we just don't know what it is. And the truth is, I'm a science guy. I'm like, okay, you got to show me the science behind this. How does this work? It was just kind of weird. So when I started to do this research for this, for this topic tonight on aliens, I said, you know what? I got to be objective about this, because the natural instinct is to say, okay, these people are crazy and that couldn't be. But I kind of think that a lot of the times when people see things, they're either seeing the planets, or they're seeing, craft in the distance, or they're seeing stuff. But I also think that there are some things that they see that we see. I mean, I think it says that there are 12 of us here in the street. And I'm kind of certain that many of us have seen stuff and we're like, what the heck is that? Because we can't explain it. So I wanted to do the stream because a couple of people have asked me, can you do a stream? Because I remember we did that stream on Top 5 Craziest Conspiracy Theories. And amazingly, some people, linked me and said, hey, I like that stream. Can we do something like that again? So I decided to do. So I'm saying to you offhand, disclaimer, I'm saying this. I am not anti the concept of aliens, because like I said, I had this experience and I've never been able to experience it. I didn't experience it on my own. Linda was right there. We were not drunk. We were not high. We were not sleeping. And if we were sleeping, I'm not sure how we would have shared a dream together. This happened. I can tell you the date when it happened, and I have never been able to explain it. And at the time, drones weren't something that you had in Jamaica. I don't know of any drones here at the time. You're talking about maybe 10 years ago. Longer, 16 years ago, because Nyla wasn't even here yet. So there were no drones. I am sure about that. And certainly if there were drones, the public didn't have it. So I am saying right now, I had this experience. I have no clue what this experience is. It could have been my imagination, but two people can't imagine the same thing. It's unlikely, it was just a very strange experience. So I wanted to share that as a disclaimer. So the alien concept, the idea of aliens is very, very popular globally. I mean, this has been going on for a minute. And in fact, the alien conspiracy theorists believe that there are even paintings from in the 1600s, 1500s, where you see painters depicting like the Virgin Mary and there's saucer shapes discs in the background in the sky, and nobody can experience what nobody can explain what exactly are these things. I mean, why would these artists from the 1400s, the 1300s, the 1500s be doing a portrait of the Virgin Mary? And you have these saucer-shaped objects coming down. They're not meteoroids. What are they? So obviously, there's a lot of evidence to imply that a lot more people believe in this thing than we would like to think, that aliens exist. And like I said, I am surprised at the amount of people I've come across who have said to me, I saw something or I felt something that I cannot explain. Now, let me break this down. Now, the whole modern day alien conspiracies really came from an event that happened in 1947. In fact, it happened in June 24th, 1947. This is where the modern concept of the alien conspiracy theories started. The fundamentals of where they come from. So, right around the time of the Cold War, now you might not know this, but the Cold War, after World War II, the world was essentially divided between the United States and the USSR, Russia. The USSR was a massive powerhouse, socialist based or communist based, and of course the United States, another massive powerhouse. They were the two superpowers in the world at the time, capitalist based, and they had a Cold War, literally meaning it was a war that wasn't a war, but it was a war. So in the atmosphere of the Cold War, which happened right after World War II, this is where the alien conspiracy started. So on the 24th of June, 1947, a gentleman by the name of Kenneth Arnold, who is a businessman and amateur pilot, was flying around Mount Rainier in the United States. And he says he saw 7 or 8 disc-like objects skipping across the sky. And these objects were huge objects. They weren't like tiny. They were big enough. And he called them. He was a person that coined the phrase unidentified. Well, sorry, he coined the phrase flying disc. He said they look like a disc because they were flying disc, and that's the whole idea. So 1947, Kenneth Arnold flying in his plane in Mount Rainier sees these objects, and he reports them as something that he'd never seen before. They didn't look like a conventional airplane. I mean, this is in the 1947s, right? So planes were pretty much shaped in a particular way. They didn't look like a conventional airplane. They were moving too fast to be a regular plane, or moving too fast to be a jet, or moving just too fast in general. And he said they were moving so quickly, they were skipping across the sky. That's how fast they were moving. So this is where this whole concept comes from. Kenneth Arnold, 24th of June, 1947. Not long after that, about 5 months after that, a word that you must have heard if you've been on YouTube for any period of time, Roswell. There was the Roswell incident. Now, let me make sure I get this correct. All right. So after Kenneth Arnold said he had this experience, right? 300 other persons within a very short period of time said they saw similar things in the sky that they couldn't explain. And they started to call them flying saucers at the time. Not long after, about the summer after that, Roswell, which is a town in New Mexico in the United States, a rancher there by the name of let me tell you his name. I got it written down here. A rancher by the name of Mac Brazel. He finds these objects on his ranch. He's a rancher in New Mexico, Roswell, New Mexico, which is a small town in New Mexico. And he takes the objects to the local sheriff. The local sheriff calls the military base, because there's a military base within Roswell, and they send out a gentleman by the name of George Wilcott. No, George Wilcott is the sheriff, and he sends out the military base sends out an intelligence officer by the name of Major Marcel. Right, Marcel. They collect the objects, and in collecting the objects, he says, this looks unusual. They take it back to the base, and someone at the base says it's a flying saucer. And this goes national. I mean, it goes right across the United States, that the US government had in their possession a flying saucer. That's where the entire mythology of UFO, the whole UFO conspiracy theories, that's where they begin. Because right after saying that they found these things, right, the government says, oh, it's not a UFO. We made a mistake. Whoever told you that was incorrect. What we found was a weather balloon, and that weather balloon fell out of the sky, strewn across miles, and it didn't look like something that those people in Roswell had ever seen before, so they assumed that it was something that it was not. Immediately, of course, people started to say it's a government cover-up. The government had covered up the fact that flying saucers are aliens coming from across the globe, etc., etc. So that's where this whole thing starts, all right? So between Kenneth Arnold in Mount Rainier and Roswell, this is where the entire conspiracy concept of aliens begin. And for me, I would say that whole Roswell thing, I mean, I know I'm kind of doing this kind of like in the reverse of what I would normally do. Now here is what's up, Justin? What's going on? Caribbean Greed says, why would a drone be following you at that point? Accepted, Peter, is aliens. Well, I mean, it couldn't have been a drone. This was 16 years ago, so there were no drones in Jamaica. I'm really sure about that one. I did some research. I called some friends in the military here, and they said, we don't have nothing like that, not at that point. What's up, Justin? What's going on, bruh? So I know for a fact it could not have been a drone. I don't know what it is. I'm leaning towards a fact, Caribbean Queen, J-Love, that it might have actually been something, an unidentified flying object. Let's just leave it right there. Let's leave it right there. Now, what is interesting is we're talking about where this thing started in 1947, right? Between Mount Rainier, Kenneth Arnold, and of course, the Roswell crash in summer of the same year, 1947. But I don't know if you are aware of this, but very recently, the Pentagon in the United States of America declassified 2 clips, black and white clips, taken by pilots of the United States Air Force. And in these clips, they admit to, that is, the Pentagon admits that, because you can see the pilots, there are these objects that they're following. It's in black and white, so there's no color. You can't tell what you're looking at. But you see these 2 objects, and you're saying, what are these objects? The first one was recorded in November 2011. And the second one, A says, yes, I saw this, Peter. The second one was in January 2015. So these are 2 separate instances, and the Pentagon released it and basically said, look, guys, we don't know what this is. We have no clue. So, but we are sharing it with you. Apparently it had been leaked, so the Pentagon, just released the thing themselves and said, okay, this is it. Now, that is really interesting because I saw it. A said she's seen it. You guys should go look at it. And I can't tell what I'm looking at. And one of the objects does look like a disc. It does look like it looks like a disc. I think I'm going to do like a video on this or something, so you guys can see what I'm talking about. But that blew my mind, because understand that the U.S. government so far, all these years, have said there's no such a thing. This is nonsense. This is what that was. It was a weather, you probably saw Saturn, or you saw Mars, or, it was cloud formation. This time they released a video. And when I went and I saw this, I mean, I actually saw it today. I was like, whoa, okay, all right. I don't know what that is. It could just be, some weather phenomenon that we don't know of and they don't know of, but they're probably the ones who should know of it. So, as I said, really and truly, these concepts of alien conspiracy concepts really starts in 1947. So, for me, at number 5, the number 5 alien conspiracy is one that we all know about. I think most of us here know about. Justin says NASA has found 4,000 exoplanets in the last couple of years and just received a signal from our closest star, Proxima Centura. And guess what? That star has an exoplanet with the name of Proxima B. I saw that too, Justin. I was going to get to that. It's one of the reasons why I love talking with you guys, because you guys are so well read and so rounded, so intelligent, beautiful. Um, Obviously, people, if we have trillions of planets, many of them exoplanets are Earth-like planets, there's a high possibility, even scientifically, they believe there must be millions of intelligent civilizations across the galaxies. They are convinced. So for me, at number 5 in terms of alien conspiracy theories is crop circles. Now, if you live in the U.S. or you live in particularly England, or you live in any place that produces massive amounts of wheat, etc., you have heard about crop circles. Now, crop circles are people go to bed and wake up and find these intricate, amazing designs on their farms, normally in their wheat, and it sort of blows the mind, because in most instances claim that we went to bed, it was quiet, we saw no activities, there was no light, and then suddenly we wake up and we see this intricate design. And I've seen some of these designs, it's remarkable. A says, I saw a black and white video where it was around 1945, I think, but the alien was breathing through its brain. It was a spin. I can't find it now. Okay. Justin says, Peter, if we're alone in the universe, you can shoot me now. I don't want to shoot you, bro. I like you too much. And I'm totally anti-violence. But I don't think we're alone. In fact, I don't think scientists generally would even argue that we're alone. I think the question is, have they been able to make the journey from so far away to be able to get to us? I think that's the question. So crop circles for me are number 5. I mean, crop circles, most of us here, especially if you've lived through the 80s and 90s and early 2000s, you've heard of crop circles. And the thing about crop circles that they claim is that they believe that the aliens are using crop circles to communicate with us, because accordingly, the crop circles, let me quote this. Communication by aliens are represented by pi in a geometric form. Now, the idea, right? The idea of crop circles, the idea, it's believed by scientists globally that if we ever come across another civilization, they more than likely will not be speaking what we're speaking. We will be able to communicate via mathematics. I don't know if you're aware of that they believe that the universal language is math. It's going to be mathematical. So the crop circle conspiracy theorists, alien conspiracy theorists, believe that what's happening is the aliens come to Earth. They do these crop circle formations within minutes or seconds. And some people have said they've even seen orbs, these balls of light floating around. Now, of course, scientists believe that the orbs that they're seeing are actually balls of lightning. I don't know if you know that there are balls of lightning. Justin says, you got to understand Earth is in a quiet part of the Milky Way galaxy. Our nearest star is 4.2 light years away. I wasn't aware of that, Justin. But that's great information. And that would explain one of the reasons why it's so hard for us to even see the other planets, other life forms. So what they're saying is that at number 5 in terms of alien conspiracy theory, they're saying that the crop circles are being left by alien visitors to communicate with us via mathematics. So the intricacies of the crop circles are so intricate that by utilizing a pi formula, you can read or understand what they're saying. Now, as I said, to counteract that point, 2 gentlemen in the late 80s came forward, I didn't get their names, and said they were the ones walking around England making these crop circles. But of course, even if they were, the patterns they did were not, when they demonstrated it live on BBC, the patterns they did were nowhere near as complex, and it took hours for them to do this, 1, 2. And you cannot explain the crop circles that are appearing right across the globe, because this is not just a phenomenon excuse me, in the United States. It's been seen in Canada, Australia, and many other places. So I mean, nobody can explain them. Some scientists believe that what's happening is, that lightning, there are lightning can appear in a ball form, and they believe that it's the lightning balls that's doing that. That's one explanation. The other obvious explanation is that it's just huge groups of people who are pushing the conspiracy theory concept of a crop circle, so they themselves go onto people's properties and do this. You guys can let me know what you think. But I know that looking at these things, it's kind of mind blowing if you think about it. Because really and truly, people, if you get the chance, go online, look at some of these crop circles. They're becoming so complex and intricate. It is mind bending. I mean, I'm like, how is this possible? Especially since the farmers are saying they go to bed at 9 o'clock, and within a couple hours they get up and this thing is just there in the middle of their field. And if that's the case, whoo, that's a hard one to explain. That's one of those things that I'm on the borderline about. Again, I'm disclaimer, I believe I've had an experience that I can't explain. So I may be leaning towards believing some of these things. I'm just being honest. So for me, at number 5 are the crop circles. A says, same with the pyramids. That's another mystery. Justin says, I find it very interesting. They seem to drain power away from things. I was going to get into that. So they also theorized that there are many, the way the stalks of the wheat bends, it can't be done manually. They can't explain it. Of course, some scientists believe that this is just bonkers and there's no such a thing. So really, both there are pros and cons to both. And please feel free to tell me what you think. I'd really be interested to know. So that for me is number 5 in terms of alien conspiracy theories. At number 5 is crop circles. Now at number 4 is one that we all know. The Men in Black. The Men in Black. That's number 4 for me. That's a very interesting alien conspiracy theory that I'm not sure I believe. Justin says, look at some of the exoplanets beta, especially Gliese 581G and Kepler in the Kepler system. I'm going to be doing that without a doubt. Now, the Men in Black, we're not referencing the Men in Black movie, but I believe that the whole Men in Black movie came from this alien conspiracy theory. Now, this is very straightforward. It's believed that there are these Men in Black who, every time someone has a close Now, how it works is there are 3 forms of contact with aliens. There's close encounter 1, 2, and 3. Or the close encounter of the first kind of the. I don't want to mix it up. I think the close encounter of the first kind is seeing an alien. The second kind is seeing an object in the sky. The second kind is seeing the object landed and you can see the alien. The third kind is if you have been abducted by aliens. We're going to get into that also. So the Men in Black are these beings, are human beings. They look like people, but they don't look like people. They're always wearing full black. They're always wearing glasses. They always have on caps, but they have no hair, no eyebrows, no beards. It's believed that they always appear just after you've seen, you've seen an object that you can't explain, or you have had a direct contact with an alien, etc. Now, some people believe that the Men in Black are a government agency like Project Blue Book. Project Blue Book was something that I think Hoover started. No, not Hoover. Project Blue Book was a U.S. government sanctioned group. It is believed, I have no proof to their existence, I'm just repeating a part of the theory, that the government of the United States got to study whether or not aliens were real. and they did this study for maybe 12 years, and they came to the conclusion that aliens were not real and that they could explain most things. However, about 5 to 8% of the phenomenon that they came across, they could not explain. But going back, so the Men in Black, some alien conspiracy theorists, particularly with this conspiracy, believe that the Men in Black are a part of the U.S. government or the Canadian government. They're a government organization, or the UK government, or whatever, first world government organization that are able. They somehow know when you have come into first contact of the first kind with an alien, meaning you've been abducted with an alien or you've spoken directly with an alien, etc. So they tend to just appear, and there are pictures of these people entering buildings. There are many stories of people who say they were visited. Now, the first person to report the Men in Black was in 1970. Is it 1976 or 1996? Dr. Herbert Hopkins. People, I can't read it. It's 1976. Dr. Herbert Hopkins, who is a psychiatrist, and he was interviewing people who said they had abduction experiences with aliens, and he said he got a phone call from these gentlemen who said they wanted to speak to him about some of the cases he was studying. So remember what I said, 1976, Dr. Herbert Hopkins. Justin Ace says, the Men in Black have been caught on CCTV. I've seen some of those clips. I have seen some of those clips, Ace. I'm not going to say no. I've actually seen some of those clips. Justin says, if you think about it, SETI has been searching for signals for 60 years and only found the famous wow signal. I remember that in 1977. But when Earth was young, it was dinosaurs who could dinosaurs only could be the same on many. Oh, I get what you're saying. They may not be advanced enough. The Gaming Prince, what's going on? What's going on? Other exoplanets. So, how you doing, Gaming Prince? So, so this doctor says he was studying these people in 1976. He got a call, and these two men turned up at his house within minutes of the conversation. He was shocked at how fast they got there. And when he invited them in, he said they didn't look quite human. They were wearing human fatigue. They were wearing black suits, of course. Hence the term Men in Black. And he noticed that as the longer they stayed, they started to get almost like a battery running down. They spoke awkwardly. They didn't speak properly. They had very awkward. How would I call it now? They were just generally very, very awkward. If you get what I'm trying to say to you. And they kind of got the vibration that these people, he didn't think they were human. So that leads me to the second part of this concept of the Men in Black theory. The Men in Black theory, there's also a belief that Justin says, yes, yeah, that's true. They seem to also be telepathic. Telepathic. The other thing is that there's a counter belief that the Men in Black are not a part of a government agency, that they're actually aliens themselves. And here's a concept. The concept is that they're aliens that are called warlocks. Now, let me explain what a warlock is supposed to be. A warlock is supposed to be, how would I put it? Yeah, a warlock is supposed to be, I'm trying to find the right way to put it. It's a alien. Okay, I don't want to get into that yet because that might number one. But the warlocks enter the human body and they possess the human body almost, and pretend to be human, but because they're not quite human. No, not a demon. It's not a demon. But somehow they enter your body. I guess you could construe it almost like a demonic possession kind of thing. And yes, Ace, they drain battery on electricity. Yes. So that's the idea. So the idea is So that's the counter belief. So one belief is that the Men in Black are literally a part of a government agency, and the other belief is that Men in Black are actually sent by aliens to know how much you know, and to throw you off. You know what I'm saying, or to go back to the leader and say, okay, this person knows this, etc. Maybe we need to brainwipe them, or etc. You get what I'm saying? So that's the concept. But they're supposed to be called warlocks, or they're called draconians. Those are the two, which I find really, really interesting. But I'm going to be honest with you, people. I'm not a big believer in the Men in Black theory. I get it. I understand why we would believe that. I can understand why the government agencies would want to pursue whether or not, because government agencies have pursued telepathic power and many, many other things. So I don't see why they wouldn't be checking out this thing about aliens. So for me, that is number 4. So number 4 is Men in Black. And that's really where the whole concept of Men in Black movies come from. Of course, it's a little bit different. And I don't know if you guys remember, but I think in the last Men in Black with Will Smith, Michael Jackson made an appearance in this. And the implication was that he was a human, because that's something that we're going to get into for number 3. I am so fascinated by how many different alien conspiracy theories there are. But like I said, some of them to me, they borderline, they make sense. I can follow them. I can see why someone would believe these things. Like I said, the crop circle thing is kind of very interesting. You might be wondering, okay, is this true, etc. You know, and of course, number 2, that's number 5, and number 4, of course, is Men in Black. I don't know. Do you guys believe in the Men in Black? Ace seems to be leaning towards that belief. Justin, Caribbean Queen. Let me know. Let me know what you guys think about that particular theory. I think we're all kind of agreed that obviously we are not the only beings in the universe. That would be kind of bizarre if we were the only beings around. I think Justin has a really brilliant point when he says that it's highly possible that in some of these other places, the life form has not developed enough yet. You know what I'm saying? Vivet says no, she doesn't believe in the Men in Black. Justin says, I would love to see a UFO, but never have funny things. Funny thing is, my dad doesn't believe in them, and he swears he's seen one. I can relate to your dad. I can. Princess Child says no to the Men in Black. Yep. Vermont says a farmer hit a camera and caught people making crop circles. I saw that too, Vermont. I saw that too. I'm going to address that towards the end of this. Ace says, yes, I believe we are not alone. I believe we're not alone too. Like I said, that the experience I had, I think I'm a rational human being. I'm a believer in science. I am a, you know, if you watch my videos, you know that I'm really into information. And I still can't explain what I'm saying. But I don't believe that all the alien conspiracy theories make sense to me. I'm not going to knock someone who does, but I don't understand some of them. Caribbean Queen J-Love says, I don't believe in it, but I strongly believe that there are some forces out there. Yep. I can feel that. I can feel that. Number 3 on the list is one that I find really, really interesting in terms of alien conspiracy theories, people. This is really interesting. Now, there's a conspiracy theory about aliens called the reptilian conspiracy theory. You heard me right. The reptilian conspiracy theory. Justin says Earth is like a grain of sand in a huge galaxy of many millions. I agree. I'd even say trillions. Now, here's the interesting thing about the reptilian theory. Now, this is how this works. The idea is there are a group of beings who have permeated or penetrated the highest form of government, business, or entertainment. So in other words, these people are either from outside of Earth, came to Earth a very long time ago, and have established themselves in Earth. But the thing is, they are able to look like human beings, but they're not. They're actually lizards. They're lizard people. And a part of this theory comes from the fact that I don't know if you know this, but for instance, in the United States um, and across Europe, many persons of power, you find that they are distantly related to other people. Now, there are many Americans in the stream, so I don't know if my friends here, if you know this, but I don't know if you know that. I want to make sure I get this right. President Barack Obama is a distant cousin. Oh, Vanessa! Almost hit the note, people. I'm getting there. Vanessa, what's going on? Blessed 2021. She says, happy, blessed 2021, my beloved Peter and YouTube beloved family. It is always a joy. I am saying this to you, great queen. I'm saying this to you. You are blessed and highly favored. 2021 is going to be an amazing year, filled with accomplishments, happiness, joy, peace, health, wealth, and amazing sex. You are blessed. We are all blessed. I am pronouncing this. I'm sending this out to the universe. This is the power that I speak, and I have the capacity to make it so. It is so. So welcome to the stream. Justin says, next to us is Andromeda Galaxy, which is bigger than the Milky Way. And SETI has scanned it for signals, which goes to show the universe is mind-bogglingly huge. No doubt, no doubt. A says, Vanessa, happy new year, sweetie, blessings. We met this dying at laughter. So the number 3 is in terms of alien conspiracy theories, are the lizard people. The idea is that most people in power are not human beings, but they're lizard people, able to look like us. But when they're caught off guard, so for instance, they've said that the gentleman who owns Facebook is a lizard person. They believe Barack Obama is a lizard person. They believe that the Bush, the entire English family. Now, let me tell you where this comes from, all right? Now, there is a former football player, English football player, who wrote a book called, his name is David Eck, I-C-H, I believe. He wrote a book in 1998 called The Biggest Secret. Now, in The Biggest Secret, he claims that he was told by people who worked in the royal, with the Queen, that the entire royal family, they believe this, are lizards. And they believe that Barack Obama is a lizard. George Bush is a lizard. Bill Gates and his wife are lizards. The former gentleman from Apple, lizards. Most of the people in power, they believe that Beyonce and her husband are lizards. And they're able, Justin Bieber are lizards. Michael Jackson was a lizard. Nelcourt says that's crazy crap. Well, I mean, I am only speaking, like I said, some of the most interesting theories. And where this comes from is this former football player called David Eck wrote a book called The Biggest Secret in 1998, where he said he was given indisputable information that the British family, Bill and Hillary Clinton, George Bush, Bob Hope, are all lizard people. And they've now found that there are other lizard people. The present president of the United States, oh my goodness, how could I forget this gentleman's name? You're fired. I apologize, people. I don't follow American politics very much. But they believe he's... Now, here's the thing. The reason where this theory came from, Vanessa says, much thanks and same to you and yours, Ace. Peter, have you ever watched the President Nixon? It's a hell of a watch thing. I think he saw and knew a lot. Yes, thank you, Thursday Child, Mr. Trump. So here's where this comes in, people. That's interesting. Mr. Eck, David Eck, believes that he has proof of this because, and I found this is actually true. This part is true many of the presidents of the United States and royal family are related distantly. Now, I'm sure many of you didn't know that Barack Obama is a distant cousin of uh, George Bush and Lyndon B. Johnson and several other presidents. I was shocked when I found this out. I was like, really? So a lot of these people, and he's not the only one, many of the presidents, many of the super wealthy, they are distant. I'm not talking about like close cousins, but distant cousins. So they believe that that's proof that this is like a big conspiracy theory kind of thing with all these people. Justin says, wow, I didn't know that. I didn't know that until today when I was doing the last bit of the research for this, that a lot of these people are related. So that's where this concept comes from about the lizard people. Now, they're saying that if you watch some of these people carefully, so they were saying that if you saw, I think it was the last time that the American Senate or Congress, they were interviewing the gentleman from Facebook. I can't remember his name. And they said he was so expressionless, his face, because, and they're saying that the president, Mr. Bush's wife, same thing, expressionless. You know, they show no emotion. And then they say that if you catch them off, their face will twitch. It is a really, I don't want to say insane because I don't want to insult anyone who believes this, but I think it's really interesting. Vivek is dying with laughter. Ace is dying with laughter. But it's a very, very prominent belief that they have within the in ufology. It's a big belief of the lizard people. Big belief that they're the ones who are controlling the world. I guess to counteract them, the conspiracy of the Illuminati is kind of like equivalent, but instead of Illuminati, it would be lizard people controlling the world, and that I think they're supposed to live underground or something like that. I found that one really entertaining. That was different. I mean, you know, like I said, I'm not going to knock anybody. You know, I think we all have to believe the things that we believe, and yeah, that was interesting. That was interesting. The thing is, what I found about conspiracy theories, right, is that if you are able to come up with a series of ideas that are seemingly coherent, even if they're anti-scientific, even if they make no sense scientifically, hence the flat earth theory, then you will be able to, I mean, there are 5.7 or 7.5 billion people on earth. You will be able to find a couple hundred or a couple 100,000 people who are going to believe those theories. Once you are able to argue the theory eloquently enough so that the dots connect, yeah. It for those people, it will make sense. Now, like I said, I'm agreeing with Vivette and Ace here that that's a little different. That's different. That, it's different. But we could get into other concepts. We could get into other ideas, because I don't want to get into this. Thursday's Child is like this. It's a different concept, Thursday's Child. I mean, I just wanted to highlight some of the more popular conspiracy theory. Thursday's Child, I guess you're saying you do not agree with that one. Is that what the thumbs down is for? It says, come on, if someone's very quiet, they're considered selfish. If you are confident, you are called show off. There's always something to be said. Nelcourt says, I took debate in school, and that's exactly how we argued. Yeah, just follow the logic. Thursday's trying to say yes. That one blew me away. That one was really interesting. So now at number 2, and I was kind of trapped between these two concepts. But number 2 are the Anunnakis. I don't know if any of you ever heard of the Anunnaki. Anyone here has ever heard of the Anunnaki? Now, okay, now the Anunnaki are supposed to have originated in the no, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I apologize. I'm jumping ahead. Number two is not the Anunnaki. Ace says time travel. Getting there, Ace. Um, Number two is the hollow earth theory. Anyone ever heard of this? The hollow earth. Now, let me explain how this works. There's a theory amongst ufologists, that is the UFO believers or conspiracy believers, that the earth is hollow. So we are living on the outside of the earth, the crust of the earth, but aliens live within the earth. They have colonized the earth. So there is no mantle that we were taught in school. Instead, the earth is hollow, and the aliens are not coming from. In other words, they came here a long time ago, colonized. Oh my God, people! This happens to me sometimes. Don't laugh at me. The center of the earth, and they're living there. Now, where this theory comes from, the hollow earth theory for ufologists, is that there was a gentleman called Admiral Richard Byrd. Vanessa says ancient cultures have knowledge of other beings. Evidence is available, and no one in this time should find this strange or weird. Elders such as Kriyo Mutwa, oh yes, great African artist and healer. Well, Vanessa, I'm not saying that I do not believe in other beings. In fact, at the beginning I explained something that I experienced. So I believe that there are things happening that we are completely unaware of, or we have been cut off from. I'm going to get towards the end of what I'm saying. I'm going to get to that. But thank you for sharing that. I'm going to check him out because for some strange reason I've never heard of Krida Mutwa, and I'm big into African stuff. But I'll get to it. I'll get to it, Vanessa. By the way, people, Vanessa is of the same liberty as myself, and she is a wealth of knowledge. She's one of my greatest friends. She is truly one of the most beautiful human beings I've ever come across, not just physically, but more importantly, spiritually as a person. She's a remarkable lover of humanity, lover of life, lover of people, and very, very proud of our heritage as Africans. Love her, love her, love her, love her, love her. All right, so the hollow earth theory for me lands at number two in terms of alien conspiracy theories. Now, in 1947, a gentleman by the name of Admiral Richard Byrd flew over the North Pole and said he saw massive areas of greenery, which is not possible. He saw basically tropical forests in the middle of the North Pole in 1947. And then a little later in 1950, he said he flew into the South Pole in Antarctica, and flying there, he found a civilization of extraterrestrial beings living within the Earth. So he saw, when he went to the Antarctica. Now this is the South Pole in 1950. They discovered, literally found an entrance into Earth. And when he flew into the entrance and was able to land and found an entire civilization there of highly advanced beings who didn't look like us. And they had colonized the entire center of the Earth. They had planes and buildings and flying automobiles, and they were so advanced that it blew his mind. So this is really where the hollow earth concept comes from. That really is where that comes from. Now, Vanessa says Krida Mutwa has a very good video on that. As spiritual beings, we must seek beyond the physical and realize much truth is stolen and hidden. It's time to relearn. Now, Vanessa, you are touching on something that I'm going to say towards the end of this. I'm still trying to hold it. This is a conversation I had with my 14-year-old daughter. And let me just interject in the middle of this. You all are aware, right, that scientists have admitted that there's a strong scientific evidence that implies that there are multiple multiverse. There's a multiverse, that we live in a multiverse, meaning we live in a universe. We live in this universe, but right within this plane, there are other multiverses. Now, my 14-year-old daughter Nyla, today and we were discussing this, and then she explained something to me that I was unaware of, and I went and I backed it up, and I found the correlating. There's also another belief that outside of a multiverse, there's a dimensional verse. Now, let me explain this. What this means is we see the Earth in 3D. Some see it in 2D, some in 1. But there's also 4D. 4D means if we as beings exist within this realm of where we see things in three dimension. 3D means dimension. We cannot see something that exists in 4 dimension. We do not have the extra. We don't have the enough senses to see. So in other words, the idea is a being could be in the room right here with me right now. But that being can see me because they can see in 4 dimensions. But I can't see, feel, smell, taste, or touch that being because I can only see the world in 3 dimensions. That is mind bending. And this is a very strongly argued scientific belief, which would explain the concept of spirituality. Beings existing that we cannot see. You get what I'm saying? Because we are not enlightened enough in terms of our capacity to see these beings. Now, my 14-year-old daughter brought this to me. She had seen it on TEDx, TED, one of my favorite channels, by the way. I'm really into information. So going back now, I'm going to touch on that a little later. So hold that thought. So the hollow earth theory for me is number 2, which is the idea of advanced beings living within the center of the earth that we are completely unaware of. Yolanda says, I'm humble, give thanks for your kind and uplifting words. You amazing light being. Blessed love, blessed love. Love you, love you, love you, love you. Word without end. Thursday Child says, hollow earth sounds possible. 4th dimension is definitely possible. So let me know how many other people are feeling the hollow earth concept. So this is, of course, scientists do not believe this because their idea is that the earth can only function because of molten lava. And if it's hollow, then the earth wouldn't be spinning on its axis. That's the concept. It sort of counteracts basic science and basic physics and geometry. So I am kind of in both worlds. Now, for number 1, before I get into the conclusion, Caribbean Queen J Love says, I think it's possible, meaning the hollow earth theory. Anybody else believes that that's a possibility? Ace, anybody else believes that? All right, for number 1 for me is this. Now, the general belief is that a group of beings came to Earth called the Anunnaki. This is for me the number 1 belief in terms of ufology, UFO beliefs. Ace says 4th dimension is real. We have been taught to shut the fourth down. Cool, Ace. We're going to get into that really soon because that's a part of what I'm going to be discussing towards the end of this discussion. Now, there are a group of beings called the Anunnaki. Now, the Anunnaki ruled Egypt in the 14th century. It is also believed that the Anunnaki were the ones who taught Mesopotamia how to write, how to read, how to write. Now, here's the concept of the Anunnaki. They are from the, let me tell you, is it Andromeda? I want to make sure that I get this. They're supposed to be from the, just give me a second. They're from the Andromeda. I hope I'm pronouncing it correctly. That which is a group of stars in the sky. They came to Earth, and here's the theory. They came to Earth, the Anunnaki came to Earth because their atmosphere had been damaged because of too much technology. To fix their atmosphere, they needed gold. So they came to Earth and found us less evolved than we were. They manipulated our DNA and made us more advanced in a very short period of time. And then they got us to work. To teach us to work, they had to teach us how to read, how to write, how to speak. In other words, this theory goes against the concept of evolution as we know it scientifically, which is something I lean towards. Now, these beings are said to be referred to in the Bible as fallen angels. Now, I want you to follow where I'm coming from with this. The Anunnaki are supposed to be the persons who created the men in black. That's the theory. The Anunnaki fell in love with earth women. The males fell in love with earth women and had sex with them and had children. The children became giants. This is also in the Bible. The Bible confirms this concept. They don't reference them as Anunnaki. They call them fallen angels. Fallen angels had sex with daughters of men. It's in Genesis. And these daughters of men produced giants. So the Anunnaki are believed to have been by what is now called the ancient alien theory. That's the number one we're discussing now. This is the number one overwhelming belief in terms of ufology, UFO conspiracy theories. Ancient alien theory, which is that the Anunnaki came to Earth, genetically altered us, right? Vanessa said, freak them. Vanessa, you're terrible, but it's true. I can understand how these people would be tempted by women, mankind's women, because women are just gorgeous, amazing creatures. I got it. And I love that, freak them. That's a good one. It's true, though. It's true. The thought crossed my mind, but in a more explicit way, I cannot express it here on YouTube. It says they have found evidence of giants. I've seen that, Ace. I've seen that too. Nelcourt says in the ethics and values area, we also need to ask ourselves what purpose these conspiracies serves for us. I'm going to get there. I'm definitely going to get there, Nelcourt. No doubt about it. I'm going to get there. I'm going to get there. I missed that. Justin said, if alien civilizations haven't picked up our signals by now, I find it incredible. But why haven't they sent us any back? So, all right. So the Anunnaki are the crux of the entire concept of the ancient, it's called the ancient astronaut theory. It literally means ancient astronaut. So the astronauts were the Anunnaki, came from their world when it was destroyed, found that Earth had enough gold to repair their place, came here, altered our DNA, made us evolve faster than we would normally have, taught us to read and write, taught us how to read with tools, which goes back to something that I think Ace had brought up, which is this is how we learned to build the pyramids. This is how we learned, to smelt metal, math, etc., etc. That's the concept. And they stayed on Earth because they fell in love with our women. Is Vern's jump closet still here? Because I can understand. Let me just behave. The thick queen. People like the thick queen and Vanessa and Ace and all y'all. You tempted the Anunnaki, and the Anunnaki could not leave. Vermin says, Peter, my sons and his friends have a theory. Not 2012 that was end, but 2021, they read it wrong when transcribed. We're going to talk about that, brah. Not in this one, but we're definitely going to talk about that. Without a doubt. This Vermont, we just click, man. We just click. So the Anunnaki basically stayed here because of you gorgeous women. They impregnated you, created a race of giants, etc. And then another group of aliens came and eradicated the giants. It's very complex, but the fundamental of this idea is in terms of The ancient astronaut theory. That's for me is the number one alien conspiracy theory. The ancient astronaut theory, meaning these are the people, because this is how they explain that in Egypt, in China, in parts of other parts of Asia, in South America, and even in North America, they have found, and in throughout the world, that they have found pyramids in civilizations that are thousands of years old and should not have had the technology to build it. So they believe that it was the Anunnaki who came to Earth and basically taught these humans, it made us evolve and taught us how to do these things. So that for me is the number one alien conspiracy theory in terms of these top five. So let's go over the top five again. Remember, let me see if I have them in order, because you know me, sometimes my brain in what it should be. Number five is the crop circles. Number two, Men in Black. All right. Number three is, was it Men in Black in number two? I think so. Wait a minute, guys. Follow me. All right. Okay, so it was number one is crop. No, was it crop circles at number one? Y'all don't laugh at me. This happens to me. Oh, and then there was the reptile conspiracy, right? Yeah. And number one, of course, is Anunnaki. Anyone, what do you guys think about these top five conspiracy theories regarding alien conspiracy? We could talk about conspiracy theories for the next 5,000 years. There's so many of them, but I just wanted to cover the fundamental ones here in terms of alien conspiracy theory. And I'm going to say this again. I believe I had an experience 16 years ago that I cannot explain. I'm not going to say directly that, yes, I saw an alien craft, but I know I saw something that followed us for miles that I cannot rationalize. It made no sense. The scientist in me, the person who leans toward what I call facts, says this is impossible. But the spiritualist in me says it is highly probable, as Vanessa stated, that these things exist and we're either unaware of it, or I think it was Nelcourt that said it. Someone said, but we have been shut off from it. Now let me get back. So those are the five theories. You guys can, leave your comments. Let me know what you think. I think you're leaning towards one and two of them. Some of you seem to be. I know that you're against the lizard thing. That makes no sense to me. All right, that's a little strange. But I think many of us here are leaning towards the fact that it is highly probable that beings have visited us either in the past, like the number one, which is the ancient astronaut theory. Some people believe in the hollow earth theory. And like I said, I'm not knocking anyone's concepts. Like I have had experiences that I can't explain as a result of that. You know what I'm saying? Just speaking straight up. Now, the final two things I wanted to get into was what Nyla talks about, which is the different dimensions, this is a scientific belief. Scientists, at least 50% of the scientists now believe in these two ideas, either the multiverse and or it could be both, different dimensions. So you are able to perceive something because of your level of intuitiveness, and you in other words, if you can only see something in 2D, like some insects can only see things in 2D. That's all they can see, 2-dimension. So they're unaware of us, quite literally. They don't know we exist. There's some creatures that don't know we exist because they cannot see us. They can't perceive us. We can only see things in 3 dimensions. So if there are insects and smaller vertebrates and smaller animals that cannot perceive us because they can only see something in 2D, then it is highly possible, scientifically, people, that there could be beings around us that exist in 4D, but because we can only see things in 3D, we are unaware of them, which could explain why people believe that they see angels, they see demons, they see other things. It could be the people in the fourth, or beings in the 4th dimension, bleeding in to our 3rd dimension. This is just a theory, but it's backed by science. That's what I'm saying. Um, no, of course, okay, no, of course, okay, Caribbean. Okay, hold on there. I missed some of this, guys. Verman says, I think alcohol and ganja is involved in a lot of alien sightings. Just my thought. I believe that a lot of the stuff that we see can be easily explained, but I also believe that maybe 1 or 2% of those things there is no known explanation. It could be that science is just not advanced enough, or it could be that there's idea that what Roswell was seeing, people saw in the 1950s in America, was that plane that America developed that's shaped almost like a bird. I can't remember what it's called, the Black Hawk or something like that, that moved faster than the speed of sound. It was the fastest plane ever in history at that time, and it didn't look like anything that people had seen before. So they probably thought they were seeing something that was not of this earth. So there's also a belief that some of the things that we're seeing are like the advanced countries have stuff that is 10 years or 15 years ahead of that what we know, but they don't want us to know because just in case they have to fight a war, they don't want people to be aware of it. So that's a high possibility, Vermont. Carmen Cree says, I got to go. I felt like I was in school again. Happy New Year again to everyone. Good night. Duty calls. Good night, great one. Have a good one. Nelcourt says, in my personal opinion, history repeats itself. The leap in technology or building happens and then it's lost because all end up in a cloud. Little theory is from Scientology religious beliefs. Yep, I'm aware of that. Hold on there. Uh, okay. Burma said, but for us to be the only beings in this universe is not scientific. The reality of creation is not ours alone. I agree. Ace says, some can see in the fourth dimension. Yes, the Rosicrucian is called it the third eye. The third eye. Thank you very much. The Blackbird, that's what it's called. Justin says, I just think it's 99.9% that we're not alone in our galaxy, never mind the universe. That's a high possibility too. Ace says, please look at the angles seen in the CCTV. Please look on YouTube. I'm going to check it out, Ace. I'm definitely going to check it out. So guys, thank you so very much. I hope you guys are enjoying this conspiracy theory. It's very unlike what we're doing in the channel, but I'm just so fascinated by the many different ideas and concepts and thoughts. I just wanted to talk to you guys about this and share it. Hopefully, people watch this, they'll be interested. Tomorrow night at 8 p.m., I will be premiering my year in review, 2020 year in review. Please come by and support. You guys have been really wonderful so far, so please come by and support. I really like this top 5 thing. It's just something I like personally. I'm into information. I'm into 3 very important things. I'm into inspiring people in a positive way and having people know how amazing they are because many of us don't know. I'm really into my family and my music and the things that I love, things that make people feel better and happy. And I'm really into information. And I'm amazed at how conspiracy theories are impacting our globe because who just said it? Is it Ace who just said it or Nell Court? Someone just said something about us going back. Nell Court, yes, us repeating history repeating itself, and I think a lot of that Nell Court comes from um, these kind of ideas that deny history and scientific fact. And once you start questioning what is indisputable scientific fact, like if you think the world is flat, we have serious problems. And I think one of the dangers of conspiracy theories, like I said, I understand why people do not trust their governments. I get it. Governments have done some really horrendous things to all of us on different levels. I can understand why people are skeptical about authority. I think we actually should be. We have to keep them in check. I do not believe in worshiping any being, any human being under no circumstance. I don't believe any one person can solve my problems. In fact, I believe that we've got to save ourselves. So hope you guys are enjoying this. We're going to be discussing some more stuff regarding this. I'm going to do a few more lives this week. I'm really happy that you guys came by. Please come by tomorrow night at 8 p.m. Support my new premiere, my top 5 moments of 2020. One more thing, let me say this. You are amazing beings. This is going to be a great year. I'm not just saying that lightly. We have the power to change the world. How negativity works is we experienced 2020, which left us terrified and afraid. And if we maintain the universe, we maintain that energy throughout the next year, things are only going to get worse. Speak it into being and know it is going to be better. Thank you guys so much for coming by. Um, Thank you, Nell. I really do need. You can hear it, can't you, in my voice? It's been great to see you guys here. Come by tomorrow at 8 p.m. Jamaica time. Come check out my year in review and leave your honest thoughts. I love you guys. You are awesome, 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 and happy to be with you. Have a wonderful night. Okay, guys. Bless you, bless you, bless you.